Welcome back. The following session is all about the shadows, how to find them and what they are. So, for example, if you can't ask for what you want, what are you doing instead? And if you can't say no or express your limits, what are you doing instead? So this is where we go into the shadows and how to use them as your allies to find a deeper layer of yourself. So let's go straight in. Okay, this is a nice sofa.
Come over.
So does that make sense, the four things?
Yes.
Yeah. And anything to share? That's reflections, noticings. Only if it's really kind of burning and just like, oh my God, what is if? And beside that.
Asking for what I need.
Makes it for me way easier.
Okay, let's do it. This was a good indicator. Thank you. That was a good prompt. Let's go back here straight to that thing, and then it makes it easier. And then I want you to have a longer term where you go into that. So, your action for you is the you. Yeah, as I said at the beginning. And then, of course, their action for them is the the me, the you, the you me, and the me you. So, in a way. So, and
do you record this?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's recorded. So the important piece is just for a moment, it's clear. It's your action or their action. This is just like a no-brainer. Yeah. But the for you is the much more interesting thing, because it can be for you, of course, when it's their action, and can be for you when it's your action. Yeah? And in this part, when it's for you, the receiving thing, what you want and what you desire, this is tango, this is key. And I like to say, before you can really give something from a full heart, you really need to stop giving and receive first. And when you know how to receive, then giving becomes genuine, and you become generous, and then you literally can give because you have. You give because you can, and not because you need something or want something. Then you give because you're generous. Yeah. But the receiving part is the most vulnerable part, because we're exposing something that is really dear to us, what we need, what we want, what we like. Yeah. But here comes the question, why don't you ask for what you want? So everybody at least two. Why don't you ask for what you want?
Afraid of the person wouldn't like it to do it, and you would feel rejected in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or you're ashamed of wanting it.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not rooted here.
No, it's the real question, right?
The real question. So why don't you ask for what you want? Either
Rejection and shame.
rejection and shame.
Not knowing what I want.
Not knowing what I want. Yeah. And anything else? Two things.
Judged.
Afraid of being judged.
Yeah, and shame.
And shame, yeah.
What's for you?
Them leaving. So rejection, but them leaving.
Yeah.
And I don't feel comfortable with asking.
Mm-hmm. Not comfortable. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I'm getting there. Each time,
Yeah.
there's a little molecule, a drop in there.
Yeah.
And
It's a lifelong process.
it's great. And I welcome and I challenge, and I'll take myself into that uncomfortable zone, whatever it is, and feel that, the pain, the emotions, and put another drop in.
Yeah. Yeah. Step by step.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't
Me,
you?
it's just not being used to it, not going there. It's an unexplored ground.
Yeah.
Since my judgments of my sexual performance was based on my ability to please my partner,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore, yeah, it's a new ground I haven't explored.
So unknown territory.
Yeah.
Mhm. So the interesting, one second, the interesting thing is that we all have that we don't ask for what we want. And that's important because this is the way how we can dive deeper into our desires, because there's always something else to find. Yeah, and if we all love and light, yeah, the comfort zone, nothing is happening. So we just need to allow ourselves what's the dark side of just like what's wrong to be in that deep desire and what is that I really want. This is where the juice happens.
You use these words, need, want, desires, and to my mind, there's a distinction between them. Needing has a different weighting,
Yes.
must, than wanting, or desiring, and even preferring. I mean, I prefer pistachio ice cream, but if there's no pistachio ice cream there, I'll have chocolate. But if I need pistachio ice cream, then I can say no to the chocolate, because then I'm fixed. It's got to fit in that slot.
Yeah, so I just try to make it simple. I mean, we can go deeper into kind of needs when it comes to survival mechanisms and what is it that we really need, and then what is a really desire when it comes to proximity, when it comes to sensuality and sexuality. And some people have sexual needs, and they think they die if they can't have any sexual encounter, and some people, they have a desire that goes through the roof and they're totally relaxed with not being fulfilled. But the question is, I agree to that, just stick to the word, what is it you want, you desire. Yeah.
You fear of being needy, being seen as needy.
Okay. Yeah. So we all have that somehow, and there's nothing wrong or bad about that. It's just to acknowledge that we all don't ask for what we want, what our desire is, for some reason or the other, some belief system, survival mechanisms, conditionings, whatever. But just like that, there is something that you truly want that you have not asked for yet, for some reason. Here comes another question. If you don't ask for what you really want and desire, what are you doing instead?
People pleasing.
People pleasing?
Say that question again.
If you don't ask for what you want, what you dearly want, what you really want, desire, stuff you have dared to ask for or you've gotten yet, what are you doing instead to ask for that?
Deny your existence.
Suppress it.
Suppress it, denial?
But it doesn't have to be, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it
It
is.
can also be an observing thing.
Yeah,
Like, not in a bad way, but trying to understand something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a process and it's like, okay, I'm getting there. It's like, slowly, I will. I just maybe need to like talk myself into it and just
It's an
you know,
internal
give it a little
exploration.
time. Sometimes it doesn't have to happen right away, you know. It can take a little bit of time. It's
Yeah.
not like I need it. It's like a...
Talking yourself out of it or trying to talk yourself into it.
Yeah,
and-
talk myself into
Yes.
maybe.
yeah.
Change how I feel about it.
Change how I feel about it, yes.
Also,
Yeah.
I think it creates also from the feeling it's around an internal frustration and anger around it, what it creates, because I'm actually not giving myself what I want, I'm not valuing myself, so I'm actually going against myself, and then it comes out in a can come out in a lashy way or lacking way, in a distorted way. Like if I do too much sport or eat too much, or I'm just like this energy, I think can come out of this. Where I'm just fucking lying to myself. Pretty much, I lie to myself.
I am like thinking that you don't want to do that if I don't tell you. Like if you don't do it naturally. I'm like, he doesn't want to do that, and then I'm like avoiding instead.
So if he can't mind read,
Yeah.
then he is not willing to do it anyway, or you do not. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, expecting the person to read your mind.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
The thought that comes into mind is the Rumi poem that says, "Seek not love, but the obstacles that stand in the way of love."
Yeah. But I think about that because my experience, I've had so many partners that like didn't want to do anything for me if I asked for it. It's like, no, if you're asking for it, I'm not going to do it for you. It's like the opposite of like, okay, but now I told you what I want. Like it's not coming from love. I don't know, but it's like, and then you get so afraid of asking.
Yeah.
So it can't be conditioned like from past, like experiences.
If you don't ask, you don't deepen. It's sort of as you're really stopping yourself from developing.
Yeah, that's an outcome. What are you doing instead without asking? If you don't ask, what is your
You're
behavior?
stopping yourself from developing.
Yeah. So this is a product.
Which you are actually hurt. Like some part, you're carrying like this kind of. I guess because I'm looking at because I do talk about a lot what I want, especially if emotionally. Like if I want something, I say it. But I sometimes don't say it because I see he's not ready to hear it, and then I have to carry it myself.
Yes.
And it's painful.
Yes.
And it feels like I'm avoiding. Well, I'm avoiding a growth to take place, but I'm avoiding it because I don't think he's ready.
Yeah.
I may be wrong, eh? I'm not saying I'm right. Maybe I'm not ready, and I'm pushing it on him. But it's a painful experience.
Projection.
Yeah.
I can relate to this.
But sometimes, when I hope you to do something, then I go in and do it instead, like a motkraft, the English.
I guess. So you mean you?
Reaction.
Yeah, but is that am I
You do the thing that you want him to do, so you
Yes.
hope that he notices and does the same thing. I get it.
Am I going in like pleasing?
Yes.
Because I'm not saying what I want. I'm doing what
So you
I
expect
want you
me
to do.
read your mind
Or
first, or do I understand you correctly?
notice that she's doing something she wants actually you to do, but she's doing it to show like, look, I'm doing this. So you would maybe see like, oh yeah, I should be doing this, you know?
And
like,
no,
something
but
like this.
It's more like
No.
if I want to get close to you, or if I want you to get close to me. Oh, okay. That this was what we were talking about before, and I was like saying that it wasn't like that. But now I understand. It was like that. And I do that very much.
Oh wow.
You know, Astrid would ask what she wants. Right? And initially, I was, it was like I was wounded. You know, it's the little ego thing, getting wounded, and I would notice that. And then I would complain to her that I don't get met. So I would complain. I would complain that I wasn't being met.
Mm-hmm.
So then she'd say, "What do you want?"
Mm.
And then I'm like,
I don't know.
and I'm like, why'd you ask me that?
Right. Did you need to expose me? You just want to hurt me?
That's right. Thanks for putting the spotlight on me.
Yeah, right.
You know? So, and then I'd be like, yeah, why didn't I ask? You know? And then I go into, there's the discomfort with asking. You know, but it's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Mm-hmm. I call them the shadows, and the shadows are very juicy. They're not wrong, they're not bad. It's like the survival mechanism in the polyvagal theory. We all have them, and we all have this behavior to get our needs met or our desires. You know, this goes back to our upbringing, to our personality. So we all have this behavior, and just for a few moments, just have a little bit of empathy and compassion for yourself. We all don't ask for what we really want in some degree, and we all do something. And when you have a little bit of compassion, self-compassion, and empathy for yourself, it's easier to have compassion and empathy for your partner, that your partner might have the same difficulties and other people have the same difficulties. And that helps for you to let them find and ask for what they want. Yeah? So there's a formula to that, how to find what you want. And that is spaciousness. Having enough time to notice, value, was another one, and to communicate it.
Value, yes.
Yeah, you need to notice, you need to value, and you need to communicate what you want.
Is it you're valuing what you want yourself?
Yeah, self-value about your desire. I'm worth it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm worth my desire. Yeah.
I thought you said you need to communicate your values. And
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But sometimes I cannot say it in words. Can I say it in my body instead, like just showing, like?
Yeah, you can totally show it. Finding a way to express it. That's and however that works for you, that's for you individually the right thing.
By just doing it.
Well, to some degree, if you have a desire that you would like to do for yourself, or done to you, we all need to be capable of to somehow expressing it. Yeah.
It's interesting how it can be so difficult to do such a
Simple thing.
because it's like because I do it with my boyfriend when I feel that I want a hug, and I know I'm the difficult one, and I said, stop being angry with me. I just want you to hug me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hug her, who's like that? And I'm like, just do it. Just hug me, that's all I need. Don't be horrible to me when I'm horrible. And he's like,
Okay.
But it's so weird how it can be so hard to say, hey, just hug me, because that's what we want. We just want someone to love us when we're shit.
Yeah.
And it's so difficult.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we need
It's
space
scary.
for like, I think we need space to express our aggression, and we need to do it with people who are safe with. So this is, the violent sex or the or getting angry with someone and say, hey, let me get angry with you.
So, can you feel the density? How it's getting heavy in the room? When it just and this is kind of. We could just have a workshop just on that one, and then going into the kind of juice of trauma, drama, emotions, feeling, and the difference. That's another workshop. This is the orgasmic blueprint. But I just want to open up that little door, because it's just part of it, and not to deny it. So we have that. Why don't you ask for what you want, and what are you doing instead? And the formula is to notice, trust, value, and communicate to some degree what you want, either your action or their action. Yeah. Yes.
Just on this one, I just noticed I noticed this within myself, and even when I know quite fast what I want for him, I need to learn to give him real time, as long as he needs to find what he's expressing, and not like I see this and this and being somewhere energetically impatient, just like really giving him the
Yeah.
and if it takes 30 minutes, I'm just making it really big now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So that's like also the opposite.
Spaciousness.
How I can support
Spaciousness.
him and how everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't say that's really supportive, that.
Oh.
Just giving me that little bit of room. Of, I don't know. And just let me think about it for a couple of minutes. Yeah.
You have anything, Jonas?
Me?
Yeah?
No.
Okay. Whenever you want to, I just want to...
Yeah,
All right, let's go on the other side. It's for them, yeah? So it's for them, it's either your action, you do something for them, like the master and servant that we did, or it's for them, you give access, it's their action, you give access to your body, it's for them. They do what they want and you let them do it. So on here it's about not what you want, here it's about your limits and what are you willing to, and you give. Yeah? You give either access or you give your action. So why is it difficult for you to express your limits or to say no? Why is it difficult to say no?
Validation.
Validation.
Validating that what I'm feeling is worthy.
Yeah. Okay.
Worthy.
Rejection.
Fear rejection.
Also saying, like, so somewhere between rejection and judgment, to then being okay, or that I'm wrong, that it's wrong.
Yeah.
Like I at least like a dance.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it is my dependency on external validation
Mm-hmm.
from things or people.
Mm-hmm. Good girls and good boys don't say no.
Yeah.
You're becoming the party pooper.
Conditioning, like
Oh, yeah.
social conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
say something.
Yeah,
Like,
then feel.
yeah. For me, it's basically I'm just trying to find this, like, it's most like internal or finding yes and no's. And like, and when I find my no, then I don't think I have a problem with expressing it, but the problem for me is finding it. Like, yeah, it's the same with finding this what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could also
And
be
then-
like, no, sorry, you were
No, yeah, I think I'm done. But then it's also the question is why it's hard for me to find it. Or like,
Yeah, why is
Yeah,
it's
why
always
is-
just like to chew on that question.
Yeah.
Why am I not saying no?
yeah,
And then just let the answers just come, because there's a package.
yeah,
And not to make the package wrong, to acknowledge that package. Well, I was not supposed to say no. When I was a kid, I was saying no to my grandpa. He asked me, just like, can you go in the basement and get a hammer for me? And I said, no, I'm playing. And he got so pissed with me, and he grabbed me, just brought me down in the basement, threw me in, and just like, if I tell you to get the hammer, you get the hammer. And I was crying like crazy, and just like, whoa, just and it was, it was devastating. And I went to my mom and said, this is what Granny did to me. And then she said, can't you go for your grandpa in the basement? And it's just like it was a killer for me. That to reinvent my no. And the best thing is just like coming to a full body yes to saying no. Yeah, there's joy in saying yes to saying no.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking. It sounds nice, but no.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
say?
Yeah. Oh, I have to tell you, I have a little granddaughter of my sister. She's like 2. Oh my God, she's such a good teacher, because she doesn't like anybody hugging her or taking her up, and it's like, if we ask her like, can I get a hug? No.
No.
And she's like smiling, like, no. Like, I'm like, so good.
Spawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep on being this. No, like smiling, like nothing. I was like, okay, I need to learn this from you. Teach me. Yeah, it's good. Good. Yeah.
So what are you doing instead of saying no?
Saying yes.
Saying yes.
Yeah. Walking straight over my boundaries. Yeah. Disregarding boundaries.
But it's pushing boundaries as well. Because
Yeah.
a no doesn't mean, it doesn't always mean I don't want. It sometimes means, whoops, I'm not sure yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, let me feel into it. Because I'd rather say no first, many
Mm.
times, and then feel into it. And sometimes it's pushing until it becomes a yes.
Mm. Mhm. You just need more time. That's always the key. You need more time to really feel into that. And if you're not really a clear yes and you're a maybe, then just you need more information. Why am I not a yes to that? And what is it that I need to know to actually find either a yes or a no? And you might have the information, and I'm very trusting my impulse. This is just a no-go. Or just like, okay, I just do a little bit because I love you.
Yes. Or put a limitation on it, like somebody asks you for help. Yeah, I can help you for 10 minutes. Like, because you're hesitating, maybe it's like, I don't know if I have the time or whatever. And then you say yes, but in this frame, it's okay.
Very good to say, just let me think about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Yeah.
For me, it's myself also when I've not expressing a no, so I find excuses probably. Yeah, excuses why I can't do this instead of just standing up and say no or whatever. Just finding excuses. No, I need to work or stuff like this. Talking myself out of the situation. Or justifying. Is this justifying?
So the invitation is to you again at this point, just a little bit of self-love, acceptance. We all do that. We all have this. Just have a little bit of empathy and compassion for yourself. It's difficult to say no, and we do all kind of stuff. I'm doing that for so many years, and I still find edges where I can't say no. What can I do?
You still have to learn.
They still have to learn, right? And that means just like when you have this little compassion and empathy for yourself, then you know other people have that, and then you just help them to find the true, authentic. Just like, so you know, I'm not afraid if you say no. No is for me an answer. I can totally respect you. No.
And also acknowledge your progress. You acknowledge what you have done.
Yeah. So to complete that little thing, I'm not doing more about the shadows, but this is the first shadow here. This is the permission line. Yeah. This is the permission line. Can I do that? Yes, you can do that. Yeah. And this is the agreement line. This is not permission. I'll put it down here. So this is where you want somebody else to do something for you, or somebody else wants you to do something for them. So now, again, if you can't ask for what you want, and what are you doing instead in the permission line when it's your action and it's for you, the shadow up here is abuse, stealing, invasion, war. Tyrant, yeah. Down here, the shadow is expectation, or exploitation, or privilege. Kind of just like, well, I just want you to lip read, want you to know what's needed here. Yeah. Then you have up here, when it's your action and it's for them, and you can't say no, and you're doing it anyway, is the typical way is the pleaser or pleasing. Give to get, martyr, do-gooder. And down here, this is the typical victim dynamic.
Can you give me just an example, because I'm having a break?
About this one?
No, about actually expectation.
Expectation, okay. I wanted to mind read what I need when I get out of bed in the morning. And if you don't do that, I judge you for not being sensitive enough and make you wrong.
This I understood, the whole
Okay.
part, what it is, but then in the consent one, what is it for you, their action, what is it?
Which one?
You, me.
Oh, yeah, no, okay, this one is you, me. So you're in action for me.
Okay.
It's sort of the master servant, and you
Okay.
just expect someone to do stuff like,
Okay,
and
okay.
like that's
Yeah.
your expectation
Instead
of
of
them
just them
for you
Yeah.
and their action.
That was the missing piece.
Do for me.
Yeah.
I expect
Okay.
you.
Okay. Good. Yeah.
And these are the typical things when we don't ask for what we want, what are we doing instead? And if we can't say no, what are we doing instead? That's the behavior around that. There's more details on the cards, so now you can just like go with an extension glass and just try to read what is on there. But it's as well in the book, and there's more to that, but that's the system. So there was so much more longer than I actually planned. How do you feel? Would you like to do another round of the entire 3-minute game, all 4 dynamics, 10 minutes? Yeah?
Or it's not a choice. It's just like
No, it's a question, would you like to do that? Is that... No.
Good job. She said no. That's good.
I said no.
Yeah. Okay. So for example, if you don't want to do that, then you could just do something else together, whatever you want to do for the next 40 minutes. But if you would like to do another round of the 3-minute game, all 4 different dynamics, 10 minutes each, just like the me, you, me, you, then let's do that. Yeah, so for 10 minutes, you do what you want.
Yeah.
And then for 10 minutes, does what he wants.
Jonas, thank you.
Sorry.
Okay.
Apologies.
Got it.
Yeah, and then for 10 minutes, you do what he wants, and then for 10 minutes, he does what you want.
Okay.
Yeah, so the 4 dynamics.
Master-slave one.
Master-slave one, yeah. Okay?
Great.
Good, 40 minutes. It's back at 6 o'clock.
Good.
Yeah, and you choose?
But I was good at saying no.
Oh, totally, that was perfect.
That was a problem.
Welcome on the other side of the shadows. I hope that was an eye-opener and you could find some compassion for yourself and others if they can't ask for what they want and what they're doing instead, or if they can't say no, so that when you have some compassion about yourself, that you have compassion about others and guide them into their shadows. The following session is all about climaxing and orgasm, and how climaxing and orgasm, the dynamic of it, can have an intense impact on your intimacy and your sex life.